The Birth of a Kingdom, Igala Origins, Episode 1. Long before the modern world, when the wind carried the voices of the spirits and the rivers sang ancient songs, there was a sacred land called Idah. It lay between mighty waters and rolling green hills, where the people of Igala lived proud, brave, and deeply spiritual. They were a people guided by tradition and by the whispers of their ancestors. Every sunrise was a blessing, every sunset a story, and every river a living spirit. The greatest of them all was the River Niger, which they called the lifeblood of their people. The Igala believed the Niger was not just water, it was memory, carrying the voices of the gods and the strength of generations. From this river, their courage flowed. One peaceful evening, the elders gathered around the sacred fire. The air was heavy with the scent of burning herbs, and the night sky glowed with stars like 1,000 eyes watching from above. Then the chief priest, his voice trembling with power, spoke words that would change the destiny of the land. "A child shall be born under the red moon," he said. "A child who will unite the clans and bring peace to the people. The gods have spoken. A king shall rise from among us." The villagers listened in awe. Some were filled with hope, others with fear. They had long waited for a leader who could heal the divisions that tore them apart. Many moons passed, and then the prophecy came true. On a stormy night, when the moon burned red and lightning cracked the skies, a woman gave birth to a son. The child's first cry echoed through the hills like the roar of thunder. The people named him Abutu-Eje, the one chosen by the spirits. From his birth, strange signs followed him. When he laughed, the wind stirred the trees. When he cried, the river seemed to rise as if answering his voice. The elders watched in silence, for they knew destiny was unfolding before their eyes. Abutu-Eje grew swiftly. As a boy, he was curious and wise beyond his years. He wandered often to the riverbank, speaking to the waters as though he could hear replies. Fishermen said they saw spirits of light dance around him as he stood at the edge of the Niger. The elders said, "This child is different. The ancestors walk with him." But as Abutu-Eje grew, so did the troubles of the land. Rival clans began to fight over territory and pride. Brothers turned against brothers, and villages burned. The once peaceful kingdom trembled under the weight of conflict. Abutu-Eje watched his people suffer. His heart grew heavy with sorrow, and one day he decided that silence was no longer an option. He walked into the village square where warriors and elders argued. Standing tall, he raised his voice above the noise. "We are one people," he declared, "born of the same river, blessed by the same gods. Why do we destroy what the ancestors built? The river that gives us life does not divide, it unites." His words struck deep. The quarrels fell silent. The people listened, truly listened, for in his voice was power, calm, and truth. From that day forward, the clans began to meet again, not to fight, but to rebuild. The warriors laid down their spears. The drummers played songs of peace once more. And when the time came, the people gathered at the banks of the Niger. Under the rising sun, they crowned Abutu-Eje as the first Àtá of Igala, the true king. Under his rule, harmony returned. The villages flourished, trade thrived, and the people danced under moonlit skies, singing songs of unity and pride. The river flowed gently beside them, as if smiling upon the land it had blessed since time began. And so began the story of a people whose courage flows like the Niger itself, a kingdom born from prophecy, led by wisdom, and guided by the spirits of the ancestors. That is the story of the birth of the Igala Kingdom, the dawn of a legacy that still beats in the hearts of her sons and daughters today. If you enjoyed the story of the Igala Kingdom, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss episode 2, The Trials of Abutu-Eje. Your support keeps African history alive.